Hi everyone, thanks for watching. Today I wanted to film a video all about trusting the process. And before I get started, just want to mention the change in my background. Thought I'd change it up. This is my desk, and as you can see here, I have my vision board, my pictures of my, I also have pictures of my son here, just me and him. And yeah, hopefully this space works out. I like it. And yeah, so that's my desk, and it's not very big. I just put a couple things like pictures, and my vision board sits nice on there, and I just like to keep it pretty simple and neat. Don't want too much clutter. Actually, there was a lot of clutter on it. I cleaned it off for the video. I had books and notebooks on it, just sitting there chilling, and didn't want all that distraction. So I cleared it off and put it on my bookshelf. And so yeah, I think I'm gonna use this background in the future. Kind of like it, even though there's this big space right here in the wall, but oh well. So yes, back to the video, trusting the process. So the term trusting the process, been hearing a lot lately, at least I have, with seeing it on YouTube or on Instagram. And it's just been said a lot because when you want to manifest or achieve goals, everyone's saying trust the process. So the term trust the process is thrown around a lot because it's true. You have to trust the process with anything, especially when it comes to manifesting goals or achieving things that you want. And that's what you have to do. You have to trust the process, whether you like it or not, or like hearing that, and it's true. And it took me a long time to really trust the process, meaning, or in better terms, having faith that what you want will happen. You just have to trust the process of how to get there. And getting there can not take so long, or it can take a while, depending on what it is and what you do and your mindset when it comes to what you want. For example, I just like to talk about my experiences as examples. I just don't want to preach about terms and things. I can only speak for what I know. And let's see, an example I can share or explain is, okay, it's materialistic, but here it goes. I wanted to manifest my laptop. Let me show you. It is my beautiful MacBook Pro. I love it. Here's what my cover looks like. Or stickers fell off, but anywho. Again, I'm a fan of the blush color, as you can see. So back to it. So here's my laptop, my MacBook Pro. Okay. Owning a laptop or MacBook Pro was one of my goals or things that I wanted, right? Okay, so I wrote it down in my little journal. Check out my video of the power of writing things down. It was one of the things I wanted to get this year. I was able to have help filming and editing through my iPhone, and I had someone else edit and upload for me because I didn't have a laptop. And I said, beginning of this year, forget that. Instead of waiting for somebody to edit and upload for me, I just want to get a laptop so I can do it all myself. And yes, you can film. Yes, you can upload on an iPhone, but I didn't want to. I thought, well, it is easier actually, now that I have my laptop to do it all. I've been filming and uploading past few videos all on my own, and it's awesome. So anywho, So I wrote down that I wanted to get this specific laptop, the MacBook Pro. If you're a content creator or do music or anything that involves creating content, it's just the best to it's just the best one to have to do all of that with the processor, and you can add storage and whatnot. Sorry, I don't know much about laptops and technology. All I know is that when I would watch YouTubers and their videos on how to film and upload, I noticed that most of them had the MacBook Pro. So I wrote it down, and I wanted to get it or receive it in a short amount of time. So I work near an Apple store, and I went there at one time twice in 1 week because my job offers a discount. And for some reason, I just held back because the discount was only 7%, and that's not bad. It's not. It's better than nothing. However, I just couldn't do it. The guy kind of sold me on a MacBook Pro, and that kind of turned me off. And so I went back again to just really make sure, because it's a big purchase. It's, over $1,000 even for a refurbished. So I looked at the price of the refurbished, which I did save some money, but I wasn't able to use my discount through work. So it was kind of a give and take. So I can either buy one at full price, get the 7%, or get a refurbished. And it actually equaled out to the same price if I got a refurbished compared to the full price discount. That makes sense. They are both at the same price no matter what I did. And I didn't mind the refurbished. I've heard good things about refurbished. You save money, and the laptop goes back. If it's a return or whatever, it gets fixed or whatnot, and it's good to go, like a year or two older. So long story short, I didn't end up getting my laptop at the Apple store, despite having a discount, despite them having refurbished models on hand. So a week or two later from going to the Apple store, I had the day off. I had some free time, didn't have much going on, and it just hit me. I just was like, why don't I go to Best Buy? Let's see what they have. So I went to my nearest Best Buy, and they had one not refurbished but open box laptop, MacBook Pro. And I asked how much was it, and it was about the same price as the ones that I saw at the Apple store. And the sales guy said, this is the last one, and he said, actually, open box is better than refurbished. And I said, why? He said, literally, the person opened it, turned it on, and didn't like it, and it was still, and it's still inspected by either Best Buy or Apple. I'm not sure. Probably Best Buy, because it was a short return, because with these laptops you don't have much time to return them. So there was nothing wrong with it. And refurbished, you can have good luck with refurbished, but sometimes there can be things wrong with the refurbished. And I just said, okay, I'm sold. I probably saved a few more dollars than going to the Apple store with my discount, brand new or refurbished. So I got it. And I'm glad I waited, because with a big purchase like that, I don't rush. Yes, I'm quick to buy clothes and smaller purchases, but when it comes to big things like designer bags or laptops or expensive electronics, I took my time. I did my research. When I was up at the Apple store, I was almost sold on a Mac Air, which is not what I wanted. I wanted the MacBook Pro specifically because I would use it for creating and uploading content. And I'm glad I waited, because I think, I know why. Or Sorry, now I remember why I waited at the Apple store, because they didn't have the model that I wanted in store. They would have had to ship it. I would have had to come back again for like the third or fourth time at this point. Yes, it's near work. However, when I buy something, I don't want to wait. I just want it then and there. So, point of sharing this is my example of trusting the process is that I had to go through the process of waiting, making sure I got what I wanted exactly, paying the price that I wanted, and I was able to go into the store and walk away with the laptop that I wanted, and it's just like brand new. So I think I got a better deal, and sometimes it's good to wait on things like that. And so yeah, after getting my laptop, that's another check mark off of the things that I wanted to manifest. I had my heart set on having a laptop so I can do this all on my own without the help of anyone. And I did. And I trusted the process. I trusted the buying process, if you will. And it worked out for me. And it didn't take that long. So yeah, I just wanted to share that as an example. And another example of trusting the process with anything in life that you want is that if it's too soon, sometimes it's too good to be true. I think in order for anyone to appreciate anything, you appreciate it more when you've worked for it or it takes time. Because if it happens too quickly, you're kind of like, well, then what? You're so quickly on to the next thing. And I think when it comes to law of attracting, and I think when it comes to what you want in life and when manifesting, there is a process, and the process cannot take as long, or sometimes it can take a while. I think it all depends on your mindset and how bad you want it and the steps you take to get it. And with my example of just getting a laptop, I didn't have to wait that long because I had the money. I just took my time because I wanted to make sure I was getting the right item and where I was receiving the item. And so let's say if I would have gotten the laptop at the Apple store, there might have been something wrong with it. You never know. With anything, you just have to make sure you feel comfortable during the process. And I didn't feel comfortable getting at the Apple store. And so I'm glad I waited, as an example. Now, other things that I want in life, as I mentioned in my vision board, is buying a house. Now, that's a process right there. So I'm trusting that my time here, moving back home with my parents, saving money, and really making sure that I take my time because it is a big decision. And I'm trusting and having faith that the right house, the right neighborhood, the right time will work out. And I plan on sharing that process. I haven't really started yet. All I've been doing is making sure my credit score is right and saving money. And when I start the process, I will make sure to share that story. It's like a year and a half in the making as far as me moving back home, because just a backstory with me, when I was with my child's father, we thought of buying a house, and it just didn't work out. Long story short, we weren't ready, and we had to work on our own personal things, and we would have had to wait probably a year or two. Funny enough, a couple months later, after wanting to buy, as a family, as a couple, we broke up. And when we were together, I thought a year or two was just going to be so long, and just kind of I just had this disappointed feeling. But oddly enough, we're not together, and we ended up being together. And fast forward to now, year and a half, almost 2 years later, I guess I'm in a house. I'm in my parents' house, but I plan on getting this house by myself. And so with that, I would have had to wait anyways, and which is funny in a sense, because I thought waiting with my significant other, ex at the time, but now I feel better with waiting because I'm by myself, if that makes sense. It's all on me, and it will be mine. And I had to trust the process that everything happens for a reason, and it didn't work out with us for a reason, and that I'm meant to have this house, this future home by myself, and which is actually better, because we didn't end up together when we weren't married, so this way works out. And because I had faith in trusting this whole process of being a homeowner, I had this thought of being a homeowner when I was in a relationship, and when that relationship didn't work out, I had to really remember and realize that it was for a reason, and it's for the better, because in the long run we wouldn't have worked out. We would have been stuck with this house, and it just would have been a big mess. So anywho, if guys are watching and just having a hard time trusting the process, just know that it's just another way of saying just to have faith that everything will work out in due time. And I learned maybe it's not the best idea to have a end date. It can where it can. I've listened to this topic on YouTube or podcasts of some people are saying, well, yes, maybe you should have an end date, so you're more motivated to achieve that goal in it ends time. But then again, it's like, also, well, you put pressure on yourself when you have an end date, because what if you don't achieve that goal by the end date? So me personally, what works is just writing it down, taking the steps to achieve it, and whenever it's going to happen, it is going to happen when it's supposed to. I always have faith that it will work out, and I will get what I want, but I can't force anything anymore. You just can't. That's where trusting the process comes in. You just can't force it anymore. I believe that if you want something bad enough, you take the steps, that it will happen. However, not to force when. I'm not going to force buying a house by December 2019. I'm just not. However, I'm shooting for next year, but I'm honestly, but I just know it'll happen in the near future. That's all I'm gonna, say or do, is just shooting for a short period of time, and we'll see what happens. I've been doing the steps thus far, as saving money and all of that. And when it comes to anything else, any goal, you just have to do the correct steps. And when it is your timing, when everything is aligned, it will all work out, and it will be totally worth it. So with that, on that note, again, it's important to trust the process, even though it might not be easy. and you might question whether it will work out, but it always does. So with that, I'm going to end there, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it sheds some light on the importance of trusting the process and how important it is to have faith that it will all work out in the right time. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.